Okay, guys, Water Wednesday coming at you with another Rage Out of Legends video, and today we are on the verge of a clan versus clan tournament, and we have begun a new fusion cycle. Are we skipping? Are we going for it? What do you think? I feel like this is a great opportunity personally to be skipping a fusion. Some people never skip fusions, and if you have all the resources and you don't care, that is absolutely fine. But if you think that maybe this is not the best fusion in the world, and maybe you can use your resources elsewhere, like me personally, I think this is a good opportunity to skip a fusion. But I want to hear what you guys think tonight, and we will be going over the fusion and just getting ready for CVC. Unfortunately, a lot of getting ready for CVC means doing absolutely nothing because you don't want to waste your resources the night before a CVC. So you got to do things that do not include wasting your resources. So I'll show you what my plans are for the CVC in a little bit, and we'll be talking about the fusion. As for right now, I am working on a free-to-play account, just doing some dailies. I didn't log in on this account for a couple days, so I am a little bit behind, but that just kind of happens. This account is just for funsies, and one day we're gonna give it away. No big deal. Let me know what you are up to in the game. Are you taking the fusion off? Are you chilling out because CVC is coming up? What is your plan? Let's see. What do we want to do here? Single affinity. I guess I can. I don't know. Do that, I guess. So let me know what you guys are up to. What do you think about the fusion? That's what we'll be talking about tonight. First day of fall, but it still gets kind of warm in this office. Still got to turn that fan on. All right, 3 victories. How about that for a start? This account is making some progress. I've not put the most work into it like I probably should, but I only play this account when I'm on the computer and I'm just not on the computer all day. I prefer to play the game mostly on mobile unless I'm doing uh unless I'm like trying to figure out something that takes a lot more planning, a lot more strategy, a lot more skill. Then sometimes I like to play on the computer so I can get a better look at things, but for the most part I play this game on the phone throughout the day, grind it here and there. But I mostly use the computer for when I'm like really trying to build, like if I'm trying to build a team that I've never built before, or I'm trying to rebuild a champion, that's when I play on the computer, or when I'm streaming, of course. And I'm making a video. But I'd say 90% of my gameplay in this game is on the phone. Okay. How did your guys' weekend go? Did you summon for the 2x voids? I tried, I failed. I would have made a video, but once again, I struck out. And those videos just aren't very fun. Like, I could put out a lame video where I pull 10 voids and get nothing. It's not much of a video to me. I like bringing forth good news. I like showing off wins. I know some people like to show off their losses just to remind you that it happens to everybody, but I think everybody knows that this game is mostly bad luck. If you have a day of good luck on summoning, cherish it because it's rare. Unless you're a big spender and you just buy until the luck happens, that's a completely different story. You can just buy and buy and buy, and eventually the luck will come. That's just how statistics work. But if you're low spend, no spend, then the days of getting really lucky pulls are few and far between. I get lucky a few times a year, to be honest. If I got one amazing champion every month, that would be a crazy year. Well, got wiped on that last one. Let's see. So we got one more battle. No big deal. Last one. All right, that'll do it for Tag Team Arena. Get the job done. Let's see, do I have... Yeah, now for a blue shard, I'll take that. I almost have the Michelangelo chase done. Not sure why I didn't get credit for logging into the game. Just need to spend some energy. Let's see, how many days? We got 2 days left to do this, so if I log in one more time and spend a little bit of energy, we'll get that done. Oh, we can take you out. Let's see. Okay, we got a lot of energy to spend on this account. Probably get some masteries. Need to do a few dungeon runs. So what do you guys think about this fusion? I think it's disappointing. I'm okay with being disappointed, honestly. I wanted to take a fusion off. Thought the champion could be very good, could be unskippable, but just seems like he doesn't hit hard enough. Now, do you want every fusion to be OP? I don't know about that. We've had a lot of really good fusions. this summer. The last skippable fusion was that Shadowkin. I think his name is Lamasu, or no, not Lamasu. Sounded like Lamasu. Lamasu is a free champion. What was that guy's name? I don't even remember. What's that, Colossus? How's it going? You doing the fusion? Oh, nice, Empress. He's amazing. If you want, we can take a look at my Empress. I'll show you how to build him once we log on to my account. We're going to do the fusion. We had some good ones lately. I mean, we had Dolan, Titus, Donatello's not bad. I think there was another really good one in there. All right. Just finishing up some stuff on the free-to-play account. See how many dailies I can do on this. Definitely don't have the kind of shards necessary to do a fusion on this account. I've just pretty much been YOLOing the ancient shards, but I'll save those for CVC. Since I don't put the most work into CVC on this account, probably good enough for whatever this clan is. Yeah, I think it's important to choose which fusions to do. Honestly, fusions are pretty easy, except, I mean, one, you got to use energy and usually gems on events that you don't always want to be doing. And then it's the shards. The shards are the most difficult part. Right now I'm real low on shards, and quite frankly, I want to go for Leo. I hope that there is a hero's path or something achievable for Leo. If it is a champ training tournament or a champion chase tournament to get Leo, people are going to be so mad. It needs to be a deck of fate for Raph, and it needs to be a hero's path for Leonardo. They're still very difficult to do unless you've been really saving up. But people are going to be really mad. I mean, Plarium just needs to know what makes players quit. And that is something that a lot of people have talked about quitting over. Like if they make it where you cannot get Leonardo, one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, if you cannot get him technically free to play, people are going to be mad. It might take a lot of saving. Like you might have had to save for weeks or months to get the resources. I've been saving soul stones for a long time. If they don't make it reasonable, people are just going to be so mad, including me. I mean, I wouldn't quit over it, but I'd be pretty disappointed. But that is one of the big reasons why I'm skipping the fusion. All right, we're good on the free to play. Switch over to my account. What's everybody up to tonight? Are you preparing for CVC? Did you remember to hold off on using too much energy? Doing too many things? Are you doing the fusion? Fusion seems very skippable. You can do it if you want. It won't hurt to do it, won't hurt not to do it, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Sometimes fusions surprise you. Sometimes a fusion isn't good when you do it. And then, like Shayak, a year later, suddenly he's good. I mean, honestly, Shayak isn't that good, but the dog is good, and you need Shayak to make the dog good. So, in that way, he's good. Need that element for the chemical reaction between Shayak and the dog. Oh, that was the other good fusion, Crocat. I knew I was forgetting something. A lot of good fusions. I mean, I've done the last 4. The one before that, I do not regret doing it. Sometimes you just got to realize that you don't have to do every fusion if it's burning you out or if you got other things to do in the game. There have definitely been fusions that I've done and they have sat in my vault for years. Years and years and years and years. All right. I almost claimed that energy on accident. I am doing the Sand Devil tournament right now, but I can finish that off tomorrow pretty easily, especially with all that energy. Remember that your clan shop will reset in less than 5 hours. There should be energy tomorrow. For quite a while now, every time there's a CVC, there's been energy, thankfully. So we should be getting lots and lots of energy. It will make if you're doing the fusion, it'll make it a lot easier. If you're doing other things, it'll make it a lot easier. Let's see. So Colossus got Empress, and pretty simple to build. Um, Actually not that bad at all. Now he is his damage is based on HP, so you definitely want a good amount of HP on him. Personally, I've got almost 98,000. The defense could be a little bit higher. It's at 2850. If you can get that closer to 4,000, that'd be a lot better. I like mine going fast. I have 285. If I could get a little bit more, that'd be even better. Crit damage is not insane. It's at 266, but he still hits pretty hard. And the accuracy, you actually don't necessarily want to be very high. I thought at first that you did. It's kind of strange, but I think on his first form, when you're trying to remove stone skin, you don't need accuracy to remove it at all. As crazy as that may sound. Now, you're probably not going to land very many true fears keeping the accuracy low. That's okay. We're not too worried about that. It is nice if you hit it, but it's not that important. What's important is moving the stone skin, and then you head on over to his second form. That's the nuker form, really. That's the one that you're going to get your damage on. That's super important. So personally, I build almost all of my arena champions in stone skin. If you are earlier game, you probably don't have a ton of great stone skin. Understandable. But it's better if you do, in my opinion. I do put most of my arena champions in stone skin with a few exceptions. I don't put Arbiter in stone skin or Lamasu or Calvalax or Nishak I don't have in stone skin, but just about everybody else is in stone skin. And so let's see, I've got crit damage gloves with this would probably be better if it was crit damage ascension, but the HP percent isn't the end of the world. This is HP percent chest plate with HP percent, and then speed boots with a speed ascension. And then, you're just looking for crit rate and crit damage and speed pretty much, and HP percent where you can get it. So that leaves us with an HP ring, crit damage amulet, with crit damage ascension, and then I must have thrown this on just for the sake of the speed. I did not realize that I had an attack banner on. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I must have just not been paying enough attention, or I just wanted the speed. I must have just wanted the speed when I did that. It's a shame that that is attack. HP percent would be so much better. I mean, HP banner. If I could get a bunch of speed. But I guess I just must not have had that available. What if I hit this? No? Let's see. What if I like triple roll this? Nope. So I pretty much just have to wait for a HP banner with more speed. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see. That would be 13 compared to 17. Maybe if I triple roll that. Yeah, I just kept it for the speed, but obviously attack's not going to be what you really want there. Where did I get all my crit rate from? Okay, well, the number one thing is lethal gives you 10% crit rate. So if you have lethal gear, you get an extra 10% just from having lethal gear, like 4 pieces of lethal. So that can be helpful if you have lethal gear. Number 2, remember that you can do masteries. You can get 5% free from your masteries. So that's an extra 15. You start with 15, you're up to 30 already. And then you have ascensions. You could do crit damage gloves and get a crit rate ascension. You can get that up to 10%. Suddenly you're at 40. And then you just have to look for like really good crit rate rolls on usually the top pieces are where I get my most crit rate. Because you have to get really lucky to get speed boots with a good amount of crit rate or a chest plate that fits with a good amount of crit rate. This is decent at 18%, but like I don't have a lot of boots, chest plates, or gloves with like double or especially triple crit rate rolls. You really got to get them on the top pieces most of the time. It's much easier to get good top pieces, in my opinion, at least from my experience on that. I think yeah. So yeah, that's why lethal. I prefer it over savage because you get that free 10% crit rate. Yeah. It pretty much just depends on how deep you are into the game, and the more that you farm, the more gear that you get, the easier it is. It's really that simple. Is how much gear do you have? But as you can see, like I got a triple roll crit rate on the weapon. You only get that over time. I got 14% on the helmet. I got, a little bit here, a little bit there. It's difficult. I mean, this one's exactly 100%. That's pretty lucky, but yeah, you get, so to recap, you get 5%, you start with 15%, then you get 5% from masteries. You can get an extra 10% from lethal gear, and then you can get 10% ascension. So if you do all that, you're at 40% already. And then over the course of 6 pieces, you only need 10% per piece on average. So it just takes time to get that kind of gear, And then Orb of Transfixion, if you can get this relic, it's a really good one for him because you have a chance to steal a random buff when attacking a target. And he does a lot of like counterattacks and stuff. So, plus he has like a bunch of AoEs. So, it's a really good one to have. Let's see what kind of gemstones I put. I can actually change that gemstone. We don't really need the accuracy. We can remove both of those. Those were both on there before I realized that you don't really need accuracy. We don't have bombs. Nope. Let's see. Whereas defense increases by 1% each time they receive a critical hit. That's not too bad. We can use that probably. And turn meter increase effects are 10% more effective on the wearer. That's fine. You unfortunately just don't have too many options with these circles. Yeah, that one's fine. Those are fine. So what do you guys think? Are you going to do this fusion? Are you skipping? Personally, I just have other things I'd rather use my energy on. And I'd rather save all of my shards that I possibly can in hopes of getting Leo. I think Leonardo is a better champion than the fusion. And so far, my luck on the void shards has been about as garbage as normal. Very typical. I'm at 177 void shards without a legendary. So I'm pretty much going to Mercy as I almost always do on void shards. And the fusion for Arena. The only interest I had in him really was he going to be insane for Arena? And I don't think he is. I don't think he's good enough. I think for a lot of people he could be. You know, if you've been playing this game for like a year, maybe you could use him. Unless you're spending a lot of money or something, but personally, I'd rather save my resources, run a bunch of Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun's Grove so I can get my gear better. And then if there's like a 3x event on Speed Gear or Fire Knight's Castle or something, I can run those. And yeah, I'm hoping to get Leonardo. Then I will be using my energy, get his masteries. I hope to get Raphael too. So I'm focusing on turtles right now. Am I missing out on something from the fusion? I guess I have a couple days to change my mind. Um, let's see. Do we have a calendar here? So it just started today. We've got like if in like the next 2 days I suddenly changed my mind, I could hurry up and finish the current events. I just don't see it happening. I will probably try to get one of the Hildas. I don't know if I would even use her or not. I'm kind of interested in the heal reduction. It is hard to get good heal reduction champions. Increase attack with a stun on an AoE. That's not bad. You know, I've got a lot of dwarf options though, so I don't even know if she would help. She might help in some random cursed city or something. I don't know. I don't know if I really need her, but I haven't really built a lot of epic champions. They don't come out with a ton of great epics anymore. There's some okay ones, I haven't focused on epics in a long time. I don't even gear very many epics anymore, even good ones, unless I have to for like a Curse City stage that requires epics only. I just kind of don't do it. So today I finished Doom Tower, and then if you guys don't know, if you finish Doom Tower, you want to wait until you get to the top of hard, and then you go back and do your secret rooms. As you can see, I've got 25 silver keys. You can get more forge materials at the top than if you do them daily. So I did all but a couple of them, and that's because I don't have champions geared for like rare attack champions only, or this epic lizard men. Maybe I'll do them, maybe I won't. It's not a big deal. That's what I feel. Samuel, welcome in, by the way. I don't recognize your name, so if this is your first time, welcome. I agree. I think it's an easy skip. At least for me. I think some people could use them if they have the resources. I just feel like he's okay and his kit sounds interesting, but without the multipliers, what is a damage dealer? You know, it reminds me of like a Jetney the Giant. Like, oh, that's an interesting champion, damage dealer. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then you look at the multiplier and like, oh, she hits like a wet noodle. Like, she's not that good. Like, even if they're okay, if you've been playing long enough, I don't need okay champions. Like, there's been too many fusions where I finish it, I vault them, and then I never see them again. Like, just way too many. You know, like see, that's a daily login champions. A lot of those too. Like, I never use Skeletor. Loki is okay, but I didn't really need him. This guy, what's this guy's name? I can't even remember. I always think that he's Shayak. Scorid. Scorid, Shayak, whatever. I don't think he's terrible, but like I don't need him. He's just a hex champion. Kind of rare once upon a time, but I don't need him, you know? You don't like Titus? I think Dolan is really good. Crocat is really good. Titus is amazing if you have the patience to deal with him. Otherwise, he sucks, right? Like, if you can build a Titus team and you enjoy doing that, he's amazing. Kind of like Trunda. If you can build a Trunda team, she's amazing. I barely use my Trunda because I don't have the components to make an amazing Trunda Hydra team. I do have the team to run Titus, run it on auto, and recycle it until I get a good run. I haven't figured out Titus and Chimera. Basically, because I don't have Androck. If I had Androck, I would run that for sure. But I just, I don't want to figure out the gear and stuff. Chimera, I hate Chimera. For those who don't know, I just joined a new clan a couple weeks ago. And before that, I wasn't able to even try Ultra Nightmare because my clan wasn't there. I did, for the second week, I did finish Ultra Nightmare. I was able to one key it, but I didn't get the trials I got last week for whatever reason. And I did switch up the team. I took out Necmo and I put in Lamasu so I could get extra turns on either Marius for damage or Duchess for like revives and block buffs and stuff. Yeah, I would really like it if they made a Chimera fusion at least kind of close to like a Senna. Like at least in the ballpark, right? Somebody like an Elva. I don't have Elva. I don't have Senna. I don't have like Arbaeus. I don't have like the main Chimera component, you know? Like I can kind of get there sort of kind of with Lamasu or Nekamo um on the right rotation or whatever. But without somebody like a Senna that really changes it, it's hard to get some of those crazy scores. Hey Nathan, how long have you been playing the game is like the number one question. Do you have, do you already have like great Hydra teams? Do you have great arena nukers? It it always depends. Like there are certain champions that I feel like everybody should go after. Like skipping Fabian is a really bad idea, right? Skipping where is he? Armons would be a really bad idea. Skipping somebody like a Thor. Was Thor a fusion? I think he was. Tholen. Like these are very good champions that you should have, but you don't have to have them. Like they're very good, and I recommend having them. Okay, you've been playing for 2 months. The question is, do you have the shards for it? If if this is gonna like blow up your account where you can't do anything else, he's not the most important champion. He's probably the second worst fusion of the year. This is one that most players are skipping unless they do every fusion, right? Like cuz you never know if a champion could be good. You never know. Like people are surprised sometimes. They think that somebody stinks and then they turn out, oh, they could be very useful here. You never totally know, but this is not like the general consensus is you don't have to have this champion. In fact, if you've been playing for 2 months, I would say try to get the epic. Build the epic. She's much easier to get. You don't have to break the bank and she could help your team. She's a dwarf, he's a dwarf. You get one champion that'll help you out with faction wars. Like, I don't feel like you have to have this champion. He just doesn't hit hard enough. He's not going to change the game. Now, if you don't have any good nukers for arena, well, he could he could possibly do that job. He's not the best, he's not the worst. It's not like he stinks, he's just not great. So, somebody like me that's been playing for over 4 years now, we look at him and he's just like, where's he going to fit onto my team? If you were newer and just pulled this guy, he could probably be useful. But is he worth all of the shards on your account? How many shards do you have? Because fusions take a good amount of shards. Like me, I've got 13 sacreds. I would probably have to use all of them if I wanted to do this fusion. Where did you post the link? I don't think that you can post links in YouTube chat. Um, but if you've been playing for 2 months, unless you're like a big spender, you probably just don't even have the resources. Fusions are very hard to do without like a lot of shards. So unless you're really frugal, okay, 5 sacreds, 14 voids, 93 ancient. I did hear that there might be like a 2x for ancients, but I would save those. I would save those, especially the sacreds. Don't pull them. Personally, my advice, you don't have to take it. I would save all those for the next fusion. We usually don't have like a whole bunch of really bad fusions in a row. We might have 2 bad ones in a row. It can happen, but like the last 4 have been really good. Like I've done the last 4. The one before that, I didn't think was very good. I'm trying to remember that guy's name. Where is he? Ishiyama. This was the last bad fusion in my uh, opinion, and I have not seen anybody use him in the last 5 months anywhere. Maybe somebody has. I'm sure somebody has, but like I haven't seen a video of anybody like, oh, Ishiyama, he was actually a can't miss. I feel like that's what this guy is. Like, just because he doesn't hit hard enough, he doesn't have the multipliers to do the damage that like end game players really crave. If you have the shards for Leo, we don't know for sure 100% how to get Leo. We think it is probably through a Hero's Path event. And if it's not, people are probably going to be pretty mad. Now, that can be very expensive. It depends on how you get the points. Typically, it's going to involve shards, and that's going to be very expensive. 25 sacred shards would probably do it. In my case, I've got a good number of sacred shards, but I've also got primal shards are also pretty valuable if you have them. Like I think I can get there personally, especially if it's not for a few weeks, but it's going to be close for me. But if they add a second way of getting points that is reasonable, maybe it's champion training, maybe it is dungeon diving. Those are the 2 most likely. Probably not soul stones. That's probably going to be for a deck of Fate for Wrath. At least that's my hope. That's usually the way these things go. You put the lesser champion in a deck of Fate. You put the greater champion in a hero's path. Hopefully that's the way it goes. But save your shards, especially if you want a chance at Leo. Save your shards. We don't know for sure. Are you free to play? I assume that you are, or you'd probably have way more shards. But I would save them. This guy is not a can't miss, in my opinion. And I think that's the way most people feel. Some people just do every fusion, and that's fine. I don't quite have that philosophy. I do every fusion that I think has a reasonable chance of helping my account. I don't think that personally I would use this guy. I don't think most people would use him. If you pulled him, maybe you'd build him, you know? Um, I would say keep saving your shards. Let's see when the Leo event happens. If it's not for another month, and I think it'll be in 2 to 3 weeks, maybe you get some more shards. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there will be another way of getting points. I would not count on it. But personally, I'm hoping I have enough to get Leo. Leo is much better than this guy from what I have seen. No, I don't have either. I don't have access to like the test server like some big YouTubers do. But Leo is just so much better, right? So I would not count on get Leo with here's how it usually works. You get say you pull a sacred shard, you get, let's see, if you had like 25 sacred shards, that would be enough points. A primal shard is usually worth about what, like 40% of a sacred shard. So let's say I had 10 primal shards, that would be the same as like 4 sacreds, is that right? Something like that. And then a void shard is worth about a fourth of a sacred shard. And then ancient shards on heroes' paths are almost worthless. Not completely, but like they're much worse. You don't happen to have like 20,000 mystery shards, right? Because you can use mystery shards usually. I've never had like a huge bank of mystery shards, but some people have like thousands and thousands. How far am I in Faction Wars Hard? Not nearly far enough, but I did beat a couple of level 21s a few days ago. So I do have that going for me. Let's see. I'm like halfway there, 486. I just don't have some champions for some crypts, you know? Like these are really hard. Some are harder than others. I got to and Demon Spawn. That's why their points, like, look at this 49 points for Demon Spawn, 2 points for Ogun Tribe because I have garbage Ogun Tribes. My Ogun Tribe crypt is pathetic. Yeah, well, I mean, that would be like 1,000 points. 1,000 mystery shards is like 2 sacreds, maybe, depending on. It depends on the event. They could be worth almost nothing. They could be worth a surprising amount. Yeah, that's why I didn't get 3-star on the Knights Rev, but I did get 3-star on Demon Spawn. I don't remember what the requirements are. I think I have that right. Knights Rev, I get there eventually in Knights Rev. Demon Spawn is actually a pretty good team. Knights Rev, I have to chip away at that boss. I don't have like an absolute destroyer of a boss. I just kind of chip away at it, and then I actually use Embrys, and he destroys max HP eventually. So his A1 on his first form destroys each target's max HP by 3% up to 30%. So when I get to the boss, I just kind of chip away at the boss, destroy the max HP, and then I get the boss to like 25% health. The boss steals health, and then I only have to kill 70% of the boss. So it takes like 10 minutes. It's stupid. Definitely not under 100 turns. So, clan versus clan. So if you don't know, 2 times points for Iron Twins, Faction Wars, and Forge. up to a certain number of points. It's usually like once you get to 20,000 points, it disappears, something like that. You should always be saving all of your forge for personal CVC. Hopefully, you guys have not claimed your energy. Sometimes I do, but this time I'm being good. I'm not doing these important things until tomorrow. Saving my energy here. And then, if you don't know, you can get points for filling out your Great Hall affinity bonuses, not area bonuses. So if you don't have these filled out, save up your points for the month, and then you get points for each level. Another good way of getting points is to use your skill books. I have not used my epic books in a few months. Maybe I skilled up an epic or two along the way, but this is like 5 months of saving probably. I did not get very many legendary books though this whole month. This is like I had 10 or 12 saved last month. I usually get way more legendary books. I usually get like 15 to 18. It's been pretty rough this month for some reason. I don't know if I just didn't do the right events. Yeah, I really, if I were to book epics, it would be like vault epics. Like somebody that I have at level 40 or something like this, where I only have them for either vaulting, like this one, or like, hey, maybe someday I will build this void epic. I've been trying to save a copy of void epics just because they're harder to get in a pinch. But like, I don't need to book any of them. So I'm saving it. And here's my plan. One day, I am hoping to do a CVC, get the 400,000 points just from books. That's like the dream. I wake up, I book champions, 400,000 points, I go back to sleep, call it a CVC. That might take a while. I need to save a couple hundred more epic books. Maybe in like 6 to 9 months, but that's the stupid plan I have just to amuse myself because I don't need the epic books and they don't give great points for champion training. They're only like 75 points a book. Like technically I could do a champ training real easy, but champ training's not that hard. Champ training for me is usually using brews. And I would like to save a bunch more brews by not doing the fusion. I usually save the brews for fusion champion training. Well, let me tell you, Nick, your CVC could be real easy tomorrow if you just have some random epics that you can just throw books on. That's all I'm saying. Not telling you what to do with your epic books, but your CVC could be real easy. So, is anybody in the chat, are you actually doing the fusion? I did see a poll that Ash ran. It's like, are you doing the fusion or not? And only like 15% of people said they were doing the fusion. That felt really low. I feel like it's usually double or triple that. I know a lot of people don't do fusions or they don't do very many because a lot of people are just really bad at saving shards. Some people hate saving shards, and it's kind of necessary. My old plan, And part of the reason why I left my old clan, we lost the last 5 personal rewards. People would go really hard. This is the strangest thing. People would go really hard for a regular CVC, and then they wouldn't show up for the personal CVC. But my new clan actually strategizes. Are you in my old clan, Nick? Or are you in my new clan? Are you in my old clan? What's your in-game name? I didn't even realize that, Nick. Good luck. Is everybody mad at me? Oh, Rory. You like never talked in the game chat, man. You like randomly put up some really good points sometimes. I never saw your, like, in the in-game chat here, I never saw your name. Yeah, I was in that clan for 3.5 years, and I just wanted to be more competitive. And like, I didn't have a problem with like any of the people or anything. I just I couldn't do certain things in that clan. Like I couldn't even do Chimera Ultra Nightmare, which I now can do. And it's like I want to try these things, but I can't because you know the clan just isn't hardcore, and that's fine. There's different ways of playing the game, but I just wanted to try some things that I just couldn't do in the old clan. So tell everybody I said hi. I hope that they aren't too mad at me for ditching. It was kind of a crazy day that I left, so I didn't really get a good chance to explain myself. There's a lot going on that day. Hero, is it I am or Lamb? Just got back to raid about 6 months ago. Stopped playing when Ronda was the champ spotlight. He-Man is my new main, and I'm loving it. Man, I wish I had He-Man. I wish they'd bring him back, but I didn't have the $50 to spend on him. He's really good, though. He's a really good arena nuker. I see him quite a bit. He's really good, though. I know if you guys watch MTG Jedi on YouTube or Twitch, he uses He-Man a lot in live arena. I don't have him, wish I did. I don't have that kind of champion. The current fusion is kind of like a bad version of He-Man because he doesn't really hit hard enough in arena to really damage that stone skin like you want. Yeah, that's fair. Not everybody's like super chatty. I get it. Um, I just have the time to to chat more than some people do. But good luck on CVC. I hope you guys. It did seem like you guys figured out, and I didn't even fully understand um, that like the regular CVC affects the personal CVC. I kind of thought it didn't, but I was corrected on that. Hopefully, you guys figure out to tank the regular CVC and go hard on the personal one. How did your guys' siege do? I the one thing I feel bad about is I did kind of carry the siege. You guys had like everything else where I felt like you guys could kind of pick up fine, but my defense kind of saved a lot of sieges. You got smoked. Well, you guys were probably too high of a tier. If you drop down a tier, like it's much easier. He-Man and Thor. That is, you know what? Like, if I, I used to leave a lot of matches when, like, if anybody stole like the champions that I use, I would just leave. Now I have a few more options. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Well, maybe you guys got whooped so bad that you'll get an easier opponent next time. But if they whooped you that bad, they probably would have whooped me too. So it's okay. At least it wasn't a close one. It really hurts when you lose the close ones because then you aren't losing the points to get an easier opponent. Good. It's actually good to move down. You'll still get really good gear by winning and stuff. The main thing of Siege, once you get the champion from it, is just the gear. And you don't even have to win. You just have to get something out of it. Yeah, I mean, if they just ran right through you, then I probably wasn't going to help anyway. Uh, am I good at clan boss team building? It's not my favorite. I prefer Hydra. Um, but I might be able to point you in the right direction. If you message me on Discord at Weiler Wednesday, spelling is in the description, I believe, of the YouTube video. I can take a look at it and see if I can point you in the right direction. See if I can come up with a team for you at least. Angelo, what's going on, my man? Yeah, I mean, legendary gear is good too, you know. At least, I don't know if you guys have been playing long enough or you remember Siege when it started last summer. Originally, they were giving us 5-star epic gear, and everybody said that's garbage. We don't even want to play it. And they're like, okay, fine. And then they gave everybody 6-star mythical, legendary, epic. Like the worst was getting 6-star epic. It was crazy. What do you do, if you don't mind saying? 16 hours? That's brutal. I've never worked a 16-hour shift. The worst I did is when I was like a college student. Uh once or a couple summers, but not back to back, I'd worked at the mill. We got a lumber mill nearby, and the worst was a split shift. So you'd work 8 hours, you go home for 8 hours. Well, you'd have 8 hours off, and then you work another 8 hours, which is, in my opinion, worse than working 16 straight hours. Because it's not enough time to sleep. So you just stay up for 24 hours. I was like nodding off, like toward the last couple hours, which is not a very smart thing to do at a lumber mill. It's a plywood plant. You can just find me at Weiler Wednesday. You can just send me a friend request. I don't have like a Discord channel or anything. I've got my Discord open on my phone, so if you send me a friend request, I should see it. I should probably make a Discord channel to make that easier for people. I just kind of hesitated because I didn't have like that big of a following or whatever. Manager for like a retail company? Like what kind of, I don't want to ask too personal, but 16 hours is crazy. I don't know if that's like manual labor though, but you said you're a manager, so probably not. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, got it. Let me actually open my Discord on the computer. Be a little bit easier probably for me to look at it. Oh, okay. But you want to be a deputy? Where are you from, Angelo? I don't remember. Like, are you American? By the way, I won't remember anybody's anything. If you tell me where you're from, what you do, I will not remember tomorrow. Nothing personal. I just won't remember. Like people will show me their accounts. I don't remember what champions you guys have. I could do a full takeover of your account. I could build every champion on your account. I will not remember what you have tomorrow. All right, we are looking at. Okay, so you are a pretty new player. Let's see. I'm gonna save that image you sent me. And we can take a look at this together. Pretty new player, so he doesn't have a ton of stuff. Oh, that's right. Wait, from where I used to live? You're like Bay Area? Or are you the one from Washington? So I grew up in Oregon. I moved to California. I moved back to Oregon with a short stop in Hawaii. And one summer in Massachusetts. Well, you said you're 6 hours from where I used to live. I used to live in California, so that's why I said Bay Area, because I lived in SoCal. You're 6 hours from where I currently live, you mean? All right, so you're a very new account. Here's what I'm thinking. Number one, you should probably build Deacon Armstrong as good as you can. Um, make sure that you get masteries on all these champions. Um, let's see. Like you don't really have enough to build a proper team yet. Just being honest with you don't have a ton, but you can get started. So I would say Tuhonorak actually would fit in well with the team because she has a cleanse, right? I don't have her, but doesn't she have a really good cleanse? Let me look at her kit real quick. She's a barbarian, I believe. Yeah, she removes one random debuff from all allies at the start of each turn. That's really important in Clan Boss. Normally, like I used to use an epic version called Doom Priest. So I think that Tuhonorak would be really good to have in the team because she could cleanse the stun. Um, is this guy a reviver? I feel like. What's that dude's name? I feel like he's Not Ogren. Is he an orc? Tagore. Is he a reviver? Yeah, I might build Tagore because he'll revive you. Build him nice and tanky so that he can revive you when you die. But as far as damage dealers, Hale is fine because he's a poisoner until you get better options. And then probably Michelangelo is going to be your hardest damage dealer. He's actually really good. I like him. If you get him to 5-star ascension, that or the 5-star blessing, that'd be great. I don't know if you have time for that or if you missed out on some days. Do you guys have any other recommendations that I'm missing here? Obviously, we don't care too much about, like, we're not going to worry about commons, uncommons. Eris can be a good rare, but she only works in certain teams, so probably don't bother there. I think that is Morag really good at clan boss damage? I feel like she might be. She a dwarf? I have her built, but I have never used her. 4.7. You might want to use Morag. I would try 2 of 3 options. You can try Hale for his poisons. You can try Mikey. He's actually really good. And then I would consider building Morag. Even end-game players, like super end-game players, find use for Morag. So she's a really good champion to build. So you've got some good champions here. I'm guessing that you got to Hanorak free from a code, which is amazing. It took me like a year and a half to get my first Void Legendary from a shard. Year and a half, 2 years, something stupid. So the fact that they give her away for free is crazy. She's really good. She's also really good in Hydra when you get to that point. Oh, Deacon should definitely be the leader. He has a speed lead. I believe it's in all areas, isn't it? Let's see. He's Sacred Order, I believe. Let me double check that. He has ally speed in all battles 19%. At this point, you're probably not going to be able to build like a speed tune team or anything. So I would definitely put Deacon in the lead. He's going to keep giving you turns, extra turns. You haven't even used Mikey. He's really good. Let me show you something. My Hydra keys. Now, let's see. Is it my hard team? He did 108 million damage, which is nothing compared to Crowcad. Though Crowcad needs Shayak. So if you consider that Crowcad needs Shayak, Mikey does almost as much damage on average. And my Mikey's not booked. I'm probably going to book him for CVC. I would book Mikey first. How many books do you have? Mikey needs 6 to 10. You don't necessarily need to book his A1 if you get really lucky. A lot of champions are like that, where you don't necessarily, like, if all your books go into the 3 and the 2, you don't always need to book the A1. Not for damage. If it's for like hitting, if it's for a cooldown, like this, or if it's for a buff debuff chance, that's what you care about. But damage, usually you want to save the books. Okay, so you have enough definitely to book Mikey. Let's see what Tuhanarak needs. Let's see, she needs 2 there, 5 there, 11. She needs 11. Mikey needs 6 to 10. I would do Mikey first because she is, for Demon Lord, she's replaceable by an epic champion. Now she's useful elsewhere like Hydra, but Doom Priest does basically the same thing that you want on a Demon Lord team. And it's much easier to get epic books, and she only needs really one. One, 5 if you have terrible luck, 1 if you have amazing luck. And her passive does the same cleanse plus a heal. So if you get her, she's much easier to build. But Tuhanarak is really good. And I believe she has, let's see, she's got some other really good stuff, especially her block buffs. She's got a lot of good stuff on her. I would book Mikey because you can use him so many places. I'll show you another place, guys, that I use Mikey. Doom Tower. I put him on a Scarab King team. Now, on lower stages, he was able to solo. Eventually, he dies though, because I have him in just damage gear. I didn't have him in like high resistance regen gear or something. So I put in a couple of healers, revivers, both that provide shields, and it took 4 minutes instead of like 10 minutes to do Scarab King. Not the best team in the world. My clan has some, like, Eurost is probably better. I've just never really used my Eurost. See. Yeah, I mean, my clanmates have better teams because they use Eurost. I don't. Yeah, I mean, there are several options for soloing. They're just painfully slow, right? I've used Vergis before. Vergis, and there's another epic champion that I've used. This guy, Vrask, looks like Warlord, isn't Warlord. Scarab King, I hate that boss. Like, the only boss that I probably hate worse, well, Chimera and Amius. And then it's Scarab King. I hate Scarab King. Just so it's painfully slow. Like, if you have the champion, you can do it. You can solo a lot of things like that, but it's just so slow. It's like, having a duo, what's it, like a duo Sand Devil team. Like, you can do it, but it's so slow. Bommel. Bommel I also kind of hate, but it's not so bad. Oh, it's not a Bommel rotation. So Here's the thing with Bommel. You're gonna hate me because I have Marishka. Uh, I use Marishka because worst case scenario, you know, I use her with another reviver, and they just can revive no matter what. But I like to use Nishak, Yubam Bommel. Nishak's amazing. There is an epic champion. Is it Banner Lords? If you have Lady Annabelle, she can solo Bommel. Kind of known for that. She's not good for much else, I don't think. And then I use Helicath because he has a block damage. Oh wait, you know what? I can show you my team actually, because it's a saved team. I use this: Mithrala, Helicath, Marishka, Godseeker, Nishak. Not everybody has all those champions. Yeah, it's another one. But here's the thing with like Bommel, Scarab King, you're not farming those bosses, so it doesn't matter a lot. It's just like, okay, set it, forget it, come back in 10, 15 minutes, whatever. I mean, if you have Marishka, she's a cheat code for this game. Probably my best champion, other than like Marius. Definitely like the biggest pull I've ever had on the account. She's so good, so many places. Any team that I like, I'm afraid is going to die, I just throw her in, and she usually does a very good job of making it so that I don't stay dead. This is my new team for this stupid. I am actually trying to, for the first time, I'm trying to farm this dude, the stupid frost spider, because I want the gear specifically for what's his name? Tormund. I always forget Tormund's name. Floor 110. Well, let's take a look. On Magma? Do you have a husk? I've used husk forever. Well, that is your champ training thing to do, I guess. Use husk. He does max HP damage. Enemy max HP on his A2. And he's got the provoke. And this worked long before I had like Marius or Newt. Just like keep your team alive. Any kind of like reviver or whatever. It's should be the hardest champion. It's probably the easiest Doom Tower boss for me. I think what works for Husk is that he's got like the provoke. Yeah, it says Magma Dragon is not immune to provoke. Bring your toughest provoke champions, and he'll forget all of his other powers. So bring in your best provoker. If you got like a Molly Tankard or something, she's my favorite provoker. Anybody that has a really good provoke, though, I guess would work. But he also does damage. Bring in 2 provokers. Bring in a provoke set. If you got enough accuracy, UDK, yeah. I don't think my UDK probably has all that much accuracy. Mine's built for resistance. I don't use him that much, though, to be honest. I got a little bit. My UDK would work. 311 accuracy. And remember, if you guys do live arena, you can put area bonuses into Doom Tower. If like that's where you're at in the game, you can add a little bit of speed, a little bit of this and that. Well, if you get the provoke, he can't heal. Oh, good. Glad that helped Colossus. 377. That's crazy. I really don't use UDK. I mean, his big appeal is watch this. We go to arena. This is what so many people do. Stupid UDK plus Wukong. It's hard. It's almost impossible to do a classic arena reset, refresh the list without running into a UDK Wukong. So annoying. Or a Hefrak Wukong. Or a Islin Wukong. I just remembered I need to check my classic arena tournament. Let's see. Discord. Yeah, I would rather have Mikey over Lamasu. And obviously this team isn't speed tuned. Let me see if I can find a speed tune for you though. Have you ever been to Deadwood Jedi's website? Let's see. Okay. Ooh, I need to catch up on my live arena or my classic arena. Good to know. So as far as I know, Deadwood Jedi doesn't really play anymore. He was a big time content creator that kind of mostly quit, as far as I know. But it's deadwoodjedi.com. And he's got speed tunes. Let's see. Deacon. Why is that not working? He's got beginner teams, it looks like. He's got a ton of options here. I don't know if his search bar is working so good. Let's see. Okay, Deacon Armstrong right here. So if you go to Speed Tunes and Deacon Armstrong, you can kind of find things that could work when you get certain champions. Unfortunately, you don't have Demitha. She makes things a lot easier. But you can kind of search for different teams and stuff. But he hasn't really kept this up for the last couple years, so they're kind of old teams. Unfortunately, because he was like the master of Demon Lord. But you can search through these teams, look for like the beginner teams or whatever. But let's see. Looking back at the stats, not that one. Let's see. Let's see. You got. Let's see. I mean, it kind of depends on your gear, like what kind of gear you have. Hale could certainly use more attack. You probably want to get Tagore going faster. 179 is pretty slow. Like sometimes you can have slow speed tunes, but you got to have them speed tuned. Um, I mean, Kale has like incredibly low HP and low attack. Kind of the problem with having a rare champion on your team, unless you're doing like unkillable or something. I would really try to replace Kale and Lemonisi. Get Mikey in there and whoever the other person was, I said. Morag, maybe. 200 Rock, probably okay on the HP, probably okay on the speed. You want to get some accuracy on her? Accuracy would help her. Your accuracy on Kale is a little bit low, but I would replace him anyway. But, get the attack up on your damage dealers when you can. Get your speed probably a little faster unless you're speed tuned. His HP is fine. Yeah, I would definitely run this team for now. Replace the damage dealers when you can. Put Mikey in first for Kale. Kale is just way too weak. You got no HP on him. He's just gonna die and die and die and die. She's not like amazing, but at least she'll be alive. And she has more attack on her. And then I'd replace Lemonisi when you can. You have more ag, but you might get more champions before you have time to build more ag. She'll be good somewhere for you, though, someday. So it doesn't hurt to build her. All right, can I take down some teams real quick? I did get into Tag Team Gold 3 last night. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I just need to pull a few mythical champions to get into Gold 4. That's the dream. No problem, Nathan. Yo, Scrub finally showing up. Were you lurking the whole time? Scrub is the ultimate lurker. Did you go for plat last night? If I could just pull like one amazing mythical champion, I would love to try to go for plat. Where did you end up? A phantom team? Do you have the champions? I can't stay super late tonight, guys. I got to go pretty soon. I have to wake up super early tomorrow. They are paving our road. I have to get out of the house. So I can't pull a late nighter this time. But if you have the champions, I can maybe try to build a Shogun team like tomorrow or something. My cam did get moved. You got all the champs? What team are you trying to build? If it's the team that I have, I could probably build it pretty easily. I built it forever ago and I have not built another one since. This is my Shogun team. Wallmaster is not necessary. I used to have Ninja in this team. What's necessary is somebody that has a taunt, like a Emic or a Dudan, and then a reset champion, like a Kaimar or this dude who's Renegade. I always forget Renegade. And then like some max HP damage dealers or Ninja. I'm sure that's what's happening, Scrub. I'm sure they're just teasing you and they'll give it to you soon enough. Stage 16. What kind of sucks about Sand Devil and Shogun is speeds matter, so kind of leveling through them sometimes is manual. It sucks. Message me on Discord with your champs, what kind of team you want to build, and then maybe we can figure that out tomorrow night if you're around. But if you send me your champs and if you know what you want to build, give me a little time to think about it. Maybe we can work on that. CVC is tomorrow, but I'll do most of that off stream. Kind of wake up in the middle of the night, do a few things, wake up in the morning, do a few things. CVC is not typically very time intensive because I just throw a bunch of books on, do a quick forge. Forge is so much faster now with quick craft. Let's see. Yeah, I still have your login and stuff if that hasn't changed, but can you send me a screenshot of what champions you want to use? Do you have a team in mind? Let's see. I'm almost done with the Sand Devil tournament. I'll finish that up for CVC. You don't have a team in mind? Okay. But you think you got the champions? Like I said, I do not remember your account. I don't remember anybody's account. I remember mine. I've done enough takeovers now that I have a vague memory of what I've done for people. But I'm not going to remember, oh, he has these 84 champions. Okay. Well, then we'll take a look. I haven't built a ton of Shogun teams, but we can probably figure something out. If I don't know, somebody will know. That's the great thing about the chat is I don't know everything, but somebody will correct me. Somebody smart will come in the chat and tell me what I did wrong. So tag team 3. People need to stop putting in stupid champions with their single champion. I'm not going to fall for your Siegfried, okay, guys? I'm just ignoring you. I'm going to go for these rare champions or these common champions. I'm not messing with your +4s and your +3 legendaries or your mythical champions. I'm just ignoring you, duck pucker. You're a mini whale with no knowledge. There's a surprising number of those. I run into them in live arena sometimes. Like today. I beat this guy with his Arbaeus because I blocked his. I think it was nice. Not Nell. I think it was nice. It wasn't even hard. You take away a whale's toy and he doesn't know what to do. Yeah. Sometimes having amazing champions does make the game easier, even if you're a little bit dumb. But if you're a little bit smart and you spend a little bit of money, things can get a lot easier. Let's see. So I gotta save like all this stuff almost for the morning. See, we got 4 hours. That means it starts at almost 2 o'clock my time. Yeah, I don't like going against Lazarius. There's a lot of champions I don't like to go against. He can be a bit rough. Especially the thing with Lazarius is you don't know what you're going up against. He can be either really fast or he can hit really hard. I'm a little bit more scared of the ones that hit really hard. I have counters to fast. I don't have counters to insta dead. Except Marishka, of course. All right, guys. So we might have a takeover for tomorrow night. Like I said, I can't stay up super late tonight, unfortunately. I got to get going. I do have a very early day for me tomorrow. They are paving our road, so we cannot use our road between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. So I got to be out of the house super early. I do not normally wake up super early. So it's going to be a rough day, but I will try to make it back. Hopefully, stream tomorrow night. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And enjoy CVC. Good luck to everybody except for our opponents. Our opponents, I hope you do terribly. And I hope we do amazing. That's just the way it goes. Everybody else, good luck. Have fun. This fusion is a total skip for me. And I've got a couple days to change my mind, but I don't think I will. Saving up for Leo. Good luck, everybody. Have a good night. Catch you tomorrow. See ya.